Yep. Ah. Right, yeah. Brian's feeling old Brian today, man. I strained my glute, sled riding with my kids, and I just getting up, I'm just like, "Oh, my left," and then, oh, man, it's so bad. It's like, age, what the heck? What the heck? So, yeah, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Yeah. Yeah, so much snow. We've got a ton. I shoveled for 2 hours the other day. Ooh, so much. It was so much. Lucas is coming. Yeah. My kids are usually in bed on a school night, and so this is the best time for me to be able to do it. No, not usually. The other day I was up at 5:45 in the morning yesterday. I don't know why. I know why. It wasn't. Alexa, turn off TV. I guess I'm talking to Alexa here. Uh, I go hard. I go hard in the paint, man. Hard in the paint. I wake up with the kids. It's around 6:45, 7 o'clock usually. But my wife is a night owl and she doesn't go to bed until midnight, 1 o'clock. Consequently, that's how late I'm usually up. So I get sandwiched. She goes back to sleep after I leave with the kids. So, no, no, this is all I do. No, there's a farm in my backyard, but yeah, it's a forever farm. So I look out onto the back of my patio, and it's just open land. They usually just grow tall grass and then they mow it down twice in the summer. It's like, man, if that's all you do for your work, that's amazing. I wish that just watch my grass grow, and then that's good enough for income. It would be. I saw how you're busy. I'm constantly busy. There's always 1,000 things going on. That's for sure. All right. Got things going. All right, there we go. All right. Well, let's oh, totally, man. The other Andy did too. It's good. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would walk, but my my treadmill's outside. Alexa, turn off TV. I don't know what's going on here. All right. No, I had to start the car up with a jumper and my hands were freezing in 7 minutes. It was so cold. All right. We are gonna get going here. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, definitely. That's fine. We'll get to it. We usually go till about 7:15. Your time is I usually shut it off at 75 minutes, but we regularly go that much. All right. Lucas is going to join us in a little bit. All right, let's get to it. I'm going to hit the recording and we will get to it. All right. Cool. There's that. Well, welcome aboard to our call to rise tonight and the roundtable. Excited to have you guys both. We always start off with a silly question just to connect. And the question tonight is, what major league or team would you play on? Like NBA, NHL, NFL, some other ones that I'm unaware of? Is there any team sport thing you would do? Danny, we'll start with Danny. Let Danny go, and then we'll Not break Indian sort of way. Okay. The Yanks. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Here comes Lucas. Excellent. We'll put Lucas on the spot here since he's coming in. Lucas, welcome, welcome. Good evening. Happy to have you. You are next on. We're putting you on the spot. The question is what major league sports team would you play on? It could be baseball, basketball, NFL, NHL, any of those. Oh, you want to play with the Browns? Uh, okay. Okay. PGA. Yeah. Yep. Nice. Nice. Andy. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, snap. No, that's awesome. Funny. What I was thinking randomly is the Detroit Red Wings in their heyday. It was the thing that I literally had in my head. So that's pretty funny. My wife and I went up there for their, yeah, exactly. Osgoodman, Osgood, and all those guys, right? Holy cow. We like hockey a lot, so I would do hockey. Or I would go with LeBron, join LeBron in 2016 and in the hometown. He is from Akron where I here, and so that would have been cool too when he won at Cleveland for the NBA. So, all right, let's jump in. So, we're going to go over some successes. I know that Lucas and I chat the other day, and we got some good motivation going. What was it that you went out and saw from our conversation? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It was just a suggestion we were talking about. So Lucas ended up joining a running club, and he's really kind of fallen in love with that. And that was just an easy thing. Hey, go to a frozen waffle. I've seen plenty of them out in my runs, and it's actually a lot of fun, even if it is 0 outside. Yeah, not much. Yeah, there's not much. You go sled riding, and then your kids drag you down the hill multiple times, and then you strain your glute. That's what I did on Sunday. Was it Monday night? It was Monday night. So I've been hobbling around for 2 days now, but that's what we did. That and I shoveled for 2 hours. It was great because I have a rather large driveway, and yeah, so that was a lot of fun. That was fun. So oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 I even had help. We had at least two boys out there with me doing it, and if they weren't, it would have taken forever. Right? It would have just been a very long time shoveling. I've done it before though, when they were younger. Just when they were younger, it's just so much. so much know that I had to do it by myself. So, all right. Next up is Danny. What are you crushing? We've been talking, and what have you been crushing? Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And we'll be talking that morning. So, and then you'll do it. What did you get called out on though? Some people were saying stuff to you about the way you look. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's I called Danny a spark plug. Yep. And Lucas, how much are you down in our 100 days? So Andy knows. Yeah. But you lost 30 pounds in the 100 days. Yep. Yeah. Right. We're in the winter slump. Yep. 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 That and Andy, you're down a little bit since we started, even so we're trending. Yep. Exactly. It's all we need. Easy win, 2 pounds in the week. So that helps. So it's good. I worked out today. I hadn't been doing it as much as I'd like. The zero weather, and then my workout buddies too busy with work, and I'm spending all my time working. Any free time is get to the get to the work, get to the business stuff. So, but that'll break as soon as the weather starts getting nicer. I can get my wife out. She won't go outside in the barn. So I have a barn in my backyard, and I heat it. It's insulated, but I have to heat it with a propane tank. And usually it has to run for 10 minutes to get to about 50 degrees. And it's actually really comfortable. I call it the no sweat workout. And in that time frame, I'll heat it up and then we'll be good. And then start working out. And you just literally don't sweat. And then it starts to get cold, and I'll turn it back on for a minute or two. But if she's out there, I have to run it a lot longer because she gets cold. And so, but when my buddy's there, which he will be here in another week or two, then we'll be cranking away as well. So we'll be all right. So 100 burpee pull ups. That's what I did. 100 burpee with a strict pull up. It was good. Nailed it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. One after another. I would just go down, do push up, and then stand up, strict pull up. It's good. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, I very much in with ADHD. There's this thing called body doubling. And when you get around someone that does and you do the thing together or just even in proximity, you actually get it done. Or if you don't have that person, you just don't do it at all, or it doesn't even cross your mind. And I very much realize that working out. I enjoy it and I will do it, but there are other, say, priorities that are in my brain around making sure that things get accomplished. So, for example, the podcast. That's how Andy found this whole thing here. I've released 17 podcasts this month, and I've got two more to publish. And they all take 2 to 3 hours worth of time from start to production to publish. So I'm just doing a lot of business stuff right now, and it is just the season of the year. So Chris is out; he's my workout buddy. But before that, before even say December, November, all the way through to the other in the year, I was working out for over 14 to 18 times in a month at about an hour a piece, 75 minutes, somewhere around there, lifting weights, and then I would run either on the same day or alternative days as well. So I'm pretty active. Just right now is just not it's not on the priority list in terms of the top thing, but it will be. I'm not getting fat over here. I can start getting a little. I start feeling a little fluffy. It's like no, this isn't happening. I'll just not eat for a day, and I will go run 10 miles on my sore butt cheek too. We'll just get it done. So, uh, yeah, no, yeah, right. Exactly. And that's part of what this whole thing is too. I'm not gonna lie, from the very beginning of this, going back to even high school or say my 20th, year being on this planet is vanity. That's why did this. That's part of my origin story. I just wanted to look good, and this holds me accountable so that I don't just get fat. Just can't have that. I like looking good, I like feeling good. So it is what that is. So, but I worked out today, knew I had to. And I do far better. Even if, say, we were to just be on screen and have thought about it, to just be on screen together, I will crush the workout. But if you're not there, it's just like, I need to do something else right now. But also, I've worked out pretty much most days of my life since I was down in high school. Like there's literally not been a lot of days that I haven't hit 10K steps or lifted weights or taken care of myself. So the longitudinal average steps is probably 12, 13K in a day or something. I don't know. So for decades. So all right. Now let's go into, so we got some successes that are happening. How are we doing with the cold? How we who I know that, so Lucas and Danny, it's really cold. Andy, how cold is it where you're at? A lot of cold or just mild cold winter? Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that's shorts and a t-shirt. That would be shorts and a t-shirt for me. Uh-huh. Mhm. Oh yeah. Right. Oh man. Yeah, that's pretty fab. I was in Yeah, sunshine and beautiful weather. I remember February we went to it was late February a couple years ago, we went to San Diego, and it was just we had to start the day off with a jacket on, but by the afternoon, it was so nice and, way better than it was. Usually February is the coldest month, so Lucas, just buckle up, man. This is just the beginning. You got about 5 weeks of yeah, it's about 5 weeks of 20-ish degree average, maybe or less. And then it gets maybe by March, it'll start getting better and it'll actually feel a lot warmer. So by April, you'll be walking around when you go out for running, you'll be in shorts and a t-shirt. It gets really nice in April. Because I remember back in high school, it'd be track days, track, and we'd just be running around in shorts and a t-shirt at that point. It's great. Occasionally it would snow in April, but not too often. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. No. I Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right. Now, how are we doing with food? So Andy, what are some of the main things so Andy's actually fasting. We went over it yesterday. It's just a good protocol. So he's got some reasons why he's doing that. But other than that, how has the program been going with food wise and making sure you're hitting your macros and such? Because that it's working. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's easy. That's the plan. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Totally. Right. This guy was throwing around names like Lane Norton and all this stuff. It's like, how do I fit into this? But Lane Norton ain't gonna work with you, right? You're gonna work under his app, under his people or whatever on his team, right? You're not gonna work with Lane unless you're paying thousands of dollars or something crazy amount of money. So but that's good. We're gonna settle into a really good pattern of behavior. You're gonna eat the same foods on a say a 6 week basis, and then there'll be other foods that just cycle in and out of your day to day or week to week life when things pop up. But most of the time, and it's just the overall structure, having that protein, the vegetables or a piece of fruit and the starch and a planned portion, and then we just get it better planned and prepared so you don't have to think about it so much. So the first obviously 2 3 weeks there's a lot more ramp up of being organized and all, and then it gets a lot easier. So Danny, how is speaking of that, you got your go to your fridge, man, show them what's up, because I remember you showed me. Check this. Hopefully it's not empty. We're testing them on the spot, yeah, on the spot. Let's see if he's prepared. Yeah, bud. Yeah, there we go. Look at those. Look at those, that prep. Yeah, buddy. And yeah, yeah, buddy. Yep, yep, yep. Real quick too. So obviously you can microwave it. I do this all the time, but you take those containers and you put them in hot water, and within 10 minutes they'll be pretty much defrosted for the most part, and then it's easy to cook them. and not necessarily just not necessarily just microwave it. I'll do that with ground meat too. So if you guys pull out, oh, I froze the pound of beef in the freezer, well, you just put it in hot water in just a normal bowl like this, and it does defrost pretty quick because that's how I operate a lot of my browning of meat. We do a lot of ground meat and I brown a lot of it to 80% of the time it goes into a taco Tex-Mex type thing. We're doing some sort of a Mexican thing, but that's the easiest way to do that. So well done. I'm so glad you were prepared for that. And that was put on the spot. So there you go. There's some good meal prep and planning. Yeah, buddy. Real quick, yeah, real quick, talk about how we met. So we met not through the app, but through the ChatGPT. Talk about that a little bit. How you're doing? You were trying to farm it out a chat to chat, and it just wasn't quite working for you. Yep, yep, yeah, yeah. I don't. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yep. If you notice when he had things in containers, so it was a self-portioned amount of food, which is really important because then he only eats what is there and then he doesn't need anything else. Even if you're hungry, you actually are still just fine eating what's in the container. And as soon as that hunger passes and you ate the food and you get past the, oh, I want more thing, you're actually good for a couple hours. And that's what's been nice. I remember this guy lost 110 pounds with me. Henry was his name. He would eat at Whole Foods. I'll share a picture of him. I'll find him because I have him on my thing. But he would eat uh, at Whole Foods for lunch because he lived in New Jersey. We worked together for 2 years. He was in school for his bachelor's. Then we were in school for his master's together, and then he parted ways for grad school where he went to out to California. But he finally he figured out that he was using the large box to portion his food, and then he changed it to the small box, and he was fine. He was good. Here he is. Massive, massive, massive difference here. Massive difference. He was so busy with school. I talked to him Saturday morning, 8 to about 8:15, 8:20, and 1 pound. How'd you do this week? Lost a pound. How'd you do this week? Lost a pound. It was just 1 pound a week was the flow and the process that he was able to manage in his busy life. We could also say he was young. Uh, he did a lot of school, and that was a huge priority for him. But he knew where his capacity was to be able to lose weight and not have it overburden him. And when you're 100 and some pounds overweight, it's a challenge. To be honest, when someone comes to me and they have to lose that much weight, it's not a slam dunk. There's reasons why they are where they're at, and we have to work through a lot of different things for them to be able to be successful for it long term. And so there you see it. It's is pretty awesome. But that was a huge shift for him when he was in New York City for his master's degree. Was that just put stuff in a smaller container? It was good. Yeah, 7 to 10 days is going to be the time frame we are evaluating progress. Yep. And so many times I've actually in the past I've had talked to people and we'll say we'll talk on this day, and I in the beginning, I would freak out if they didn't lose weight. I wouldn't freak out, but that's just a phrase. I'd be concerned and be game plan and strategize and all this stuff. And then the next day they would lose 2 pounds. So anytime that we come up, okay, guys, it's a 7 to 10 day time frame. And if we're not losing the weight in that time frame, then we have to go back and look at why. There are breadcrumbs to why you're not being successful with the weight loss progress. So, like right now, I can't say judge myself in a sense of the way I look and feel because of the last 3 to 4 weeks. I've been in just full court press work mode for various reasons. So that it just it hasn't been as convenient for me to work out. That's I guess that's the easiest way to put it. It just hasn't been as convenient as it was before. And now I actually have to work at it and plan and be more specific because I would just schedule my buddy to come over, we work out. So that's that. Yeah. 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 What does that say about you? Oh, that's good. That's really good. It comes up all the time. There's this thing called the whoosh effect in bodybuilding. Those guys are incredibly disciplined, right? They just basically eat the same thing on repeat, and the reason is that it's really easy to manage and manipulate. Hey, I ate chicken, broccoli, and rice all week long in these portions for every meal. I didn't lose weight. I'll take a half cup of rice out of every meal for the next week. And then you would cut down by 100, 150 calories or so. And then that'd be how you create the deficit. And then you would lose weight. But even if we being perfect, you would go 7 or 10 days and then all of a sudden 3 pounds fall off. It's just with just hormones, with sequencing, with the body's stress, the also the sleep cycle, all these underlying things that we have no control over of what it is. We always have control over the things that we have what we would say the inputs. We control the thing, our actions, and then the outcomes are the things that we can't control. and I've been chasing outcomes all year, and it with a stupid amount of inputs, and I'm still not excited about where I'm currently at in one area. So I'm gonna keep going, and then maybe tomorrow I lose 3 pounds in a sense, or I hit my goal, and things happen. So we control the inputs. The things that we have control over is the things that you have to take full responsibility for and do. So it's good. Yep. Yep. You got to bounce. And yeah, yeah. I don't know if it did. He tell you. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe way early. Yeah, one time. Yeah. Lucas was not excited about the snow. That's why he didn't show up. Well, we fixed it though. We fixed it for at least now. Yeah. Right. He said he feels like he's in Russia. In Siberia. Oh yeah. He wasn't there for that. God. Yep. Similar. Yeah, he's north. He's about 25, 30 minutes from me. There he is. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no worries. But I thought it was weird. I was like, I thought he'd say goodbye. He's such a nice guy. It'd be really weird if he just stopped. Yeah, no, that's been good. I told you he's a spark plug. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. We're working it out. Thank you. Thank you. With you gotta get going, Andy. What's a closing remark, and what's one thing I can focus on helping you this week? And the guys can in the group. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Sure. I feel that. Yeah. That was me yesterday. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yep. 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 That's kinda where Danny was, and he's done really well with that, right around those calories. So, it was good. Alright, good. Yep. We'll catch you in the group a bunch. Yeah. Well, we'll see you next week and catch you in the group. Appreciate you. Yep. There we go. There we go. There's Andy, the new Andy. We'll call him the new Andy, and then next week, well, he'll be just Andy. I got I'll share this. Check these out. This is pretty dramatic. Um, there he is. So see that? Right? Okay. Can you see it? Yeah. You see that? Let's see if I go the right. Bam! Look at that. That's Andy. That's the old Andy. That's the old Andy. Yeah, buddy. Isn't that good? Where you go? Look at that. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Finally sent pictures. He said, "You're not gonna share those." I'm like, "Dude, your face isn't even on it, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter." Like, if it was your face, I could see, but it's you didn't put your face on there, so yeah, yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly, right? Even Janie, you got posted, was it tomorrow you're going out for that one coaching thing that we did, the live coaching that I recorded about 2 weeks ago? So you're popping out tomorrow on the podcast. And I was trying to cut off your name and I couldn't get it to work without spending way too much time on it. So I'm like, Danny Mendoza is a very common name. So luck. Good luck finding him. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I wasn't too worried about it. My best friend, Daniel Smith. Like, good luck finding that guy. Yes, exactly. Dan Smith. All right, man. Mm, yep. So that's Andy. It's pretty good. It's an old man sitting by the pool to he's looking good. That's what those steps counted for. 38. 38. You wanna hear his story? He's coming out on he's episode hold on, give me a second, because I had to record it. So we have he was 53, so he's already out. Andy's story is out and about. Andy lost 38 pounds in 100 days. Then 54 was on why New Year's resolutions fail, episode 54. 55 was a an interview with another coach, a similar like-minded coach. Rob Wheeler is his name. So I think that's coming out tomorrow. Danny, you're coming out tomorrow or the next day at episode 56. And then episode 57 is on food noise. That'll come out Saturday or Sunday. And then episode 58, I don't think I've done yet. So I have to record that tomorrow morning. I'm probably going to record it. So then, and then on Friday, no, tomorrow night, I'm recording episode 59 with another coach. We're supposed to, he's an executive coach and he's supposed to do his live coaching on me on my podcast. So we'll see how that goes. I asked him, how do I prepare for this? And he didn't tell me. It's like, okay, show up, I'm gonna show up ready to go one way or another. But that'll be episode 59, which will be out probably on Monday or Tuesday. I'm just going to keep driving that. So if you guys aren't listening to the podcast, you should because there's a lot of good content. And I put it in a comment last night, I think. If there's topics you want me to talk about, I'm actively looking for topics to talk on. All right. So you just got to tell me what you want to learn. And if you haven't left a review for the love, why not? I need some love. Like go into Apple, leave 5 stars, write something. All right. Good. Good, good, good. Yeah, good. So you gotta do that. That or Spotify or both. Cool. Yeah, 5 star. I on my all-time, it took me 3 months to get to 1,000, and in about 3 weeks, I got to 2,200. So I've basically doubled the downloads, and they're not all me. So it's not all me. Uh, I do check it. I do always check the episode to make sure that it plays and it sounds okay, but then I don't listen. Whereas in the beginning, I listened a lot more. I got a good flow now. I don't know. If you didn't already do it, then it'll sync. But if you did, then it'll just it's fine. Then you can write. Yeah. Send that in. Perfect. Awesome. But you should be listening. Lots of Brian. There's a lot of Brian going around these days. So awesome. What do we need to cover tonight, guys, to make this even better? That you leave this call just like on fire, hot, and ready for the weekend. Yep. That's fine. We just shift the time zones. Hey, you want still 3. So what time you waking up? Okay. What were you getting up at? When were you getting up? Okay, so yeah, that's a definitely big shift. Okay, alright. Yeah, the more food that goes in your stomach, the bolus of food costs a lot of energy, so the bigger the amount of food, the more of a, say, food coma you go into because the blood pools in your stomach to do the digestion. It's not in your extremities and your muscles, so you do get tired that way, and that's why you don't wanna eat too large of food or think of Thanksgiving, you stuff yourself and you're just ready to sleep. Now, certainly you have the turkey and the sleep or the tryptophan or whatever that's in it that gets you tired, but uh, so yeah. So it's okay. So you had the meal like bright and early at 5, 6 or something. Now you're waking up and you're having it between 8 and 9. Why don't you just shift your times a little bit in the day and still eat 3 meals? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Right. Right. Agreed. I like 3 meals just for basic pacing of food. Say you have to say your target's 150 grams of protein for simple math. Two 75-gram protein servings or 350. Which one's easier to get and maintain and also synthesize in your body? So protein synthesis is important. And it's not that you aren't going to synthesize a large amount, like 75 grams, but it's not necessarily as effective as you having 3 different doses throughout the entire day, as opposed to two massive ones in a smaller chunk. And then also think about vegetables. It's impossible for you to be able to get the right amount of vegetables at certain times of the day if you're only having 2 meals, right? You're not going to eat 10 cups of those 2 meals. You'll be stuffed trying to get everything in. So by having 3 opportunities to get lots of vegetables in, you get a lot more nutrition, a lot more fiber, and you have more moderate levels of fullness and satiation rather than just feeling stuffed. So I'm always a big proponent of three. The time that you would do two is I went over yesterday. I'm trying to play catch up today, and you would just have lower calories and macros, period, to throttle back and balance out the calorie budget in a sense. So when would be good times for you to eat? Right. When's dinner? Yeah. So why don't you just do 8-ish, 12, 1-ish, 6-ish or whatever? Yeah. Is there any reason you have to eat at 11? Yeah. I wouldn't. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yep. Then also think about breakfast. I always love pointing this out, but breakfast, the logical or the societal McDonald's says you eat breakfast before 10:30, right? That's breakfast. But if we want to be literal, like my oldest, which Lucas, I almost sent you a text, like he did it again. But the next time he left the garage door open again and it's 0 outside. I'm like, bro. Everyone's a bro in my house. I'm a bro. I'm not a dad. I'm like, bro, dude, what is wrong with you, man? This is the fourth time in a row that you didn't close the garage door. On Saturday, Danny, Lucas and I were talking, and I actually had to call my son up. I was like, Lucas, I'm going to call you back. I called him up because he left the house with the garage open and it's 0 outside. It will freeze the pipe to go to the bathroom because it's happened before. And he got all grumpy with me about coming back. I was like, dude, you need to come back and close the garage door because if you don't, you won't ever remember. There has to be a consequence to you not doing this thing. So you have to come back and do the thing. And then literally the next time he didn't do the thing. I was just losing my mind. Like, oh my God. He didn't want to shovel the whole driveway. He's just, oh, why do we have to shovel the whole thing? And I was like, dude, there's this much snow. There's like a foot of snow out there. You don't want to push it all. There's three of us out here doing it together. We need to move the snow so that there doesn't build up lack of movement in our driveway, but then snow or you let that stuff sit and it gets hard. And so I keep constantly saying we do the right thing once. That's the lesson. We do the right thing once. So we get all the snow off of the drive and in our actual driveway to get to our house so that when the sun melts this much snow, it is gone and we actually have a driveway and we have a road to drive on. We don't have an ice skating rink because it's been melted by the sun and then it freezes and it's been driven on and stepped on and it freezes and it's compressed and it freezes and then we have an ice rink for you know how cold it is. All three of us, it's going to be an ice rink for weeks. It's about 4 weeks of snow. It's not going anywhere. So we just need to move it when it's powder and it's lightest. And so all of this goes back to the same things that we're talking about. We do the right thing once. We focus on what are the main things that are going to get the results that we need, or there's consequences and it takes longer. The consequence of not doing a thing is that you're not at your goal yet. So we need to go do the thing one way or another. If it's just walking to go do frozen waterfalls, cool. If it's going to the gym, go get a Planet Fitness membership and run on the treadmill for a couple weeks, cool. You pay $10 a month or whatever, not a big deal. And then you just don't go back when it gets nice out or whatever. So, but those are I guess that's how we tie it back into all of this here. And I lost the original train of thought that I was going on because of Levi. but it all ties in together. So we go back to breakfast. We go back to breakfast. The literal meaning of breakfast, breaking the fast. It's just your first meal of the day. And if your first meal isn't at 6 a.m., it's at 8, 9, 10, or 11, then the day just shifts its time. There's nobody's you don't have to eat dinner at 6. Your dinner meal could be at 8 or 9, and that's just your last time. So you eat at 11, 4, and 8, and then you're done. Oh, it's too close to bedtime. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. And I've told you before, I eat right before I go to bed all the time. I will eat 500 to 1,000 calories, put it in my mouth, and go lay down on a pillow and go to sleep. And it's fine. Why? Because my calories equated in the day and I burned the right amount and I ate the right amount and it didn't matter. I woke up the next day. Sure, I guess I'd pull a Danny. I'd get on the scale like, I gained a bunch of weight until I went to the bathroom, but I didn't because I had food in my digestion tract, but not because I gained fat, because I didn't overdo calories. So it doesn't really matter when in the day you eat. There we go. That's what's up. Does that help, Lucas? Oh, I just eat food and then I I go to bed, and then it's in my digestion tract. Then it's just in my digestion tract from my mouth, my esophagus, my stomach, my intestines until it comes out. So it's not on my belly, it's in my intestines. That's where the extra weight. Well, no, I would eat food. Yeah, I eat food, a large amount of food before I go to bed, like 500,000 calories, and then I go to bed and I lay down, and then my body digests it all night long, and then at some point the next day, there's a release. There's a drop off at the pool. Oh, that's what I love. That's what I love about this. It's so good. I need to get more people in here. Bring your friends. I've got a guy tomorrow I'm talking with. Chris is his name. I'm definitely inviting him in. He found me the same way we did, Danny. And then he was talking about getting his wife on board, but he's 6'5" or something. He's like 280 and he needs to get down to 225 or so. He needs to lose, I don't know, 30, 40 pounds, I think, off the top. But I'm gonna pitch him this program. That's what I'm doing. So, yep. So, so yeah, there you go. There you go. So we'll see if he joins or not. We shall see if he does or not. But when are you eating, Lucas? When are you eat? Yeah. What times a day generally? So when is that? Yeah. What are we gonna do? Move that noon to 2-ish and eat sometime before you get into work? Oh, yeah. 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 Right. Right. Yeah. The other thing is all of a sudden you're behind, say with just protein, right? Protein, you're behind. Then you got to take a lot of food with you to work. Whereas if you eat at home and then you eat one time at work and then you eat at home, it's very simple by design. You don't have to work so hard. You just take a certain amount of food and it is what it is, and you're good. Right. Yep. Wow. Do you want to show? I mean, he showed us his. Do you want to show you us yours? I mean, I don't have anything. You guys are like living the bachelor lifestyle. There's no food in my house ever. It just constantly goes out because with two kids that are, yeah, yep, yep, yeah, buddy, yep, yep, yep. That's the way it goes. Uh huh. Yep. Oh yeah, that's they're bomb. Yep. 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 Bam. Yep. Bam. Yep. If you needed real quick, if you needed the hack is, all right, I'm gonna put it in a microwave for about 3 minutes or something. You get the ice off the defrost part or 2 3 minutes and then you put it in the air fryer so it quickens the pace if you needed it. But regardless, 10 minutes you're good. So it's great. Yeah, right. Here's the biggest takeaway on the air fryer is you set it for maybe 4 minutes and then you check it and you shake it and you turn it back on for another 4 minutes until you get things figured out. That's it. Yeah, at most you're putting something in 8 minutes before you take a peek at it because it will burn. Oh, and then one more thing is you take a frozen chicken breast, you put it on parchment paper so it doesn't get all gross on the bottom there inside the air fryer, you turn it on for about 8 minutes and it'll soften it up enough that you can cut it into smaller squares to create more surface area. And then you then can season it with something and then you run it for another 4 to 6, 8 minutes, however long. And then you have some air fried chicken nuggets from a frozen chicken breast to ready to eat in 15 minutes or something. It's awesome. That's how I run it. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. That'll be a freaking slam dunk. Yeah. That that'll be a slam dunk, dude. If you accomplish all those, you definitely won bingo, man. That's a lot of awesome goals. Definitely. We can go over some of those on, Friday when we talk. Yeah. A rock. Yep. Yeah. Yep. 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 There's 10 different things. Yeah, there are 10 different things that I outline in there that are really good about that. One is the ignition momentum. You need something to get a really quick win and an explosion of success to make sure that you can continue doing it because humans just don't move on if you don't lose weight. So Andy, he's down, I don't know, 2 to 3, 4 pounds basically since he got in his head of I'm going to reach out to Brian and now we're working together. So he's got this huge ignition of progress. And then there's another one of what are you supposed to do tomorrow? What are the three important things that you need to focus on that are the needle movers, not just busy work to move things along in the day? I would highly recommend that you listen to episode 50. Let me look it up here again real quick. 54. 54. It's good. Episode 54. And then I sent it to you also, Lucas, the Vision Cast. I don't think we've talked about it. Have we? I don't think so. Vision you it's a really long video of you watching me and doing these visionary exercises. You would know it. You'd be like, "Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about." You just stare at the younger Brian, talking through on a blurry YouTube video. I'm not ever gonna redo it because it's just so good. I did it. So watch that. It's literally how long did it take you to get through it, Danny? It's an hour and a half, I think. Yeah. No, no, no. I told him no. Yes. It's 2 hours minimum. 2 hours of you and yourself, notepad, pencil, and that's it. That's all you do. Is you're just gonna you go back the last 12 months, analyze, write down all the things. You spend a couple different categories of the present of life. So your health, your finances, your relationships, things like that. And you evaluate. And then the next 12 months is that you, okay, what do I want to create? Because this is the act of creation. You are at your best when you're creating the life that fulfills you, and you need to do that. And we need to move in that forward. But if you don't have a path, then you get lost easy and you get sidetracked and everyone's trying to get your attention. So it's really easy to spend tomorrow night scrolling on your phone and not getting anything. I tell my kids all the time, do not live life 10 seconds at a time. It's the worst thing ever. Don't do it. Stop. Stop. So you need 2 minutes. You got to balance. I know we're almost done anyway. So Danny, let's go, baby. Let's roll. Let's go. We'll catch you and then we'll wrap up here in a moment, Lucas. Awesome day later, Gator. Be well. Yeah. So then you go to the future, and I think I still have it. Look, look. See that paper there on my lockout screen? It's the year of intentionality. That's what I called my year, the first one. Damn. And I nailed a lot of those things on it. It was pretty wild. And that's what that video is about. It's very good. It's very good. Watch it. You literally need 2 hours of undistracted time. Okay. Yeah. Don't mess with it. Okay. Don't mess. Yeah. Yeah. You got plenty of snow days. Don't mess breaking it up because then you lose the flow. It'll be disrupted and you won't get what you need out of it. Then secondly, I sent over the your happy place. That's part two. So you have the vision cast, which casts the net of being successful with seeing where you're at, understanding where you are now, moving into the future, what the goals are. Then the your happy place equips you with the some tools and skills that you'll be able to move forward into the next piece of this puzzle of what you're doing, and then it'll help you. The soundtrack of awesome, the rug of relentlessness, the chair of confidence, the frames of fabulous, all these things that are inside there that give you tools to be able to stay in line and stay consistent. It might be a good time for you to do it to realign because I saw your check-in sheet like, ah, he's moving in the wrong direction. We should be 199 right now. So, but it is what it is. So check those out. That's your homework. All right. The first one's a solid 2 hours. The second one is a 45-minute video. I'd block an hour off. No, nothing else. Turn your phone off. Now you'll get into it and you're like, I tried to cheat it and you're only cheating yourself. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And you'll be like, where was I at? Gotta rewatch it. Cool. All right, dude. Let's be well. I'm really happy that you went out and saw a frozen waterfall. When you sent me a picture, full of joy. You gave me joy too. I was like, oh, this is great. This uh, not necessarily. Yeah, I'm not over there too much. My kids play soccer every once in a while up in Cleveland, and we'll go to different places, but that doesn't ring a bell, unfortunately. Mitchell's does. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yep. It's good. Something to do, and a definite change of pace. It's good. So this week we got the basics, right? Check the boxes, do the things. You should have a nightly alarm, check in with Brian, at least for this next week. Doesn't have to be every week, but this next week, you should be checking off. I did the things in the app. Those are just again to keep the I am focused on improving my health and we will get there. We'll get through the cold. It will pass. I'm 43 years in Ohio. It'll it will pass. And you'll be rewarded. You will be rewarded in March when you have been outside and it starts to feel like shorts and t-shirts at 40 degrees. You're like, oh, this is actually nice. The other day it was 40. I had gloves, a t-shirt, tights, and that was it. I was good. That was awesome. I didn't even have a hat on. It was great. It was warm enough. Yeah. Yep. And then when it's 60, you're like, oh, it's hot. Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah, yeah. It is 80, 90-ish and humid isn't too bad some days. So, all right, dude, you got some marching orders. We'll just check the boxes this week. Do the vision cast. and then at some point do that by the weekend, by Sunday night, and then share some of the things you got going on. And just with Danny, it was really cool. Some of the things that he shared from what he watched as well. Very cool. And that's where the bingo card came from. And if he does that, if he does all the things on the bingo card, that is a slam dunk. That is a grand slam of a year for him. That'll be a huge year for him if he can put all those things together by focusing on what's important to him. All right. I could go on forever. I did. Later, Gator. Good night. Be well. All right. Ooh, that was a good one. That was a juicy one. That was the round table. And you guys back into podcast mode. You guys got really good stuff. I hope that you really enjoyed it. We're 76 minutes in to this, and that's usually how long these go, because guys need to express themselves. Guys need to share. They need to be open. They need to be honest, most importantly with themselves, so that they can be successful in a lot of different areas of your life. And if you're not successful with your health, it will drain everything else in your life. I've seen it thousands of times. I've literally been doing this for 23 years. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you get value out of this. And if you do, consider thecalltorise.com. Check it out. It's a 100-day fat loss challenge, focus on all sorts of different health issues and help you overcome these weight or concerned about your labs or concerned about your self-confidence, or there's so many things that we can improve upon and lead from the front. Lead as an example by you taking care of yourself, most importantly, first. That is it for this episode of Driven for Health. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the live coaching today. See you in the next one.